Now we have another book we want to try to repair, and this one gets checked out quite a bit. It's The 12 Dancing Princesses. It's a Grimm fairy tale. So we want to look at this, and we see that it has got a lot of problems. So this is going to be a more extensive repair. And one of the first things we want to do is we want to take it completely out, which is one of the hardest things that I actually have to do, because I actually have to cut that out so that we can actually put it back together. So I want to take an X-Acto knife, and in the seam I want to carefully cut the paper to cut the book out. There we go. So now we have the entire section of the book out. And what we want to use then is some binding tape, some hinge binding tape. And they come in different sizes. And you want to use the size, see it glues on both sides, and it has a center that will go on the very side of this book here. But this one's too small. So we need to go with the next size up, and then we'll use this one. And these come from small to very large, so you can do books like the Harry Potter books. And this one is going to be a better fit for our book. So we want to take and measure what we need and cut. There we go, that'll work. Okay. First we want to take and trim up all the little pieces. We want it nice and clean, so we have a nice area for gluing. So there it is, ready to go. First we're going to take, and we have a brush, and we have our glue. These are pre-moistened, but it's always best to put more glue on, because you want a nice tight seal. So now we're going to spread it evenly. On just one side. We're going to use that side first to put on the book. You also want to make sure you get all the way to the edges. Trying to get the glue in all the sides. It's kind of difficult on a long piece like this to do it while you're holding it in the air. So what would be good is if we take a piece of wax paper and lay the tape on paper. And that'll help keep your table clean, and then that way we can get the edges a lot better. There we go. There. Make sure we get the edges nice and covered. We want it to stick good. Okay. So now we have tape that's only glued on one side. And we're going to take our book, the inside of the book, and we're going to line it up in the center. And then fold it over. Adjust this one just a little bit. Okay. Make sure it's glued nice and neat. And we can use our folder, our bone, to help spread the glue nice and evenly underneath. And if you see areas that come up a little bit, you can always touch up with a little bit of glue underneath the edge. And always make sure you have plenty of paper towels around or cleanup. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now we've got the binding tape on our book, both sides. And it's ready to go back into the book. So now we want to glue. We want to glue the outside so that we can actually stick it inside the book. So we start gluing on this side. Do you want to say that we
Usually you don't glue
wait?
Usually don't glue the middle.
Don't glue the middle. Don't glue the middle.
Okay, so wipe that off.
Wipe this off. Okay.
You know that tape's a little wide too.
Okay.
Oh well.
Okay.
Okay, so you glue the wings.
We glue the wings. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to wait because you put some wax paper and close it up and put clamps on it.
Okay. Now, on the part that we want to put inside the book, attaching it back to the cover, we're only going to glue the wings of the tape because we don't want the spine stuck down. That would make it too hard to open and close the book. So we want to do just the wings. And spread it nice and even. And all the way to the edge. There we go. Keeping it off of the center. Now, we want to make sure we have the book right side up so that we don't actually glue it in upside down, so we're doing good. So we're going to set it in the center of the book. And we want to press down our glued wings. And then we're going to take more wax paper. And then we're going to take more wax paper and lay it up against the hinge tape. Put that down. And then get some more. Wax paper is your best friend when doing repairs. And as you can see, on this side, we have a little gap. So we want to make sure that we put some glue in there. Make sure that gets glued down. There's tape, paper. Okay. And now we make sure the book is firmly pressed inside and even. And we're going to put in our clamps. And once again, we want it to set for at least 24 hours so that the glue will set nice and firm. There we go. Okay. Sometimes when you're repairing, it takes more than one gluing. So if tomorrow when I open this back up and it's still got some gaps, I can always go in and touch it up and add a little more glue because we want to make sure that our repair is going to hold and that the book will last many more years. Okay. And that's that one.